pulling me down, but just something I need to work on, I guess.
Yeah, I was always a low bar guy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because, like you said, I was able to move more weight with the low bar.
Yeah.
I'm a big deadlifter, or kind of was. I was like 150 pounds.
So you're hammy and glute dominant?
Yeah, exactly. And
that's exactly
my lower back was
too.
Just, like a tank.
And they're bigger muscle. I just feel like that,
it is targeting bigger muscles.
Yeah, it's gonna, like the 4 quads, you'll get a little bit of the glutes with the high bar in the front. But
yeah. But now I just recently switched to the high bar just to correct some imbalances. Because I was hitting, I was able to move some heavy weight with deadlifts. So I was like 150 pounds, like deadlifting like 515 or whatever.
Awesome.
But then I would get on a squat and, my low bar or my legs, I would notice just felt weaker than I just felt it in my lower back all the time.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I was like, all right, I got to kind of like fix a little bit,
Yeah.
So I moved to the high bar. My legs definitely gained more size.
You notice a blast
right away.
And that's another thing. I always talk about what's your goal.
Yeah,
exactly. It's the main thing with the clients. Like if you were a power lifter coming to me, I'm probably going to teach you a low bar squat.
Right.
But if you're coming to me and you're like, hey, I need to get quad development and this and that, I would, like I said, probably do a front squat over that. But it depends on the client. Maybe a high bar squat wouldn't be bad.
Exactly. I mean, and I'm just kind of like, I'm like a firm believer in like kind of variety for training. I would consider myself, I guess, a hybrid type of athlete.
Okay, that's awesome.
For those of you that don't know what that is, just like somebody that competes in multiple sports. So like, I've done a strongman. I did powerlifting competition while I was in the military.
Nice.
And now I'm gonna do my first bodybuilding show probably in September. So,
sweet, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I like to, who doesn't like to move that heavy weight?
That's exactly. That's so crazy. I was thinking about a powerlifting competition. Some of my clients want to train for one. It's actually in Stony Brook. It's in December, October or December. Yeah, it's a USP.
Dude, if you end up doing that, let me know.
I'm thinking about it.
With you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. There's a couple things that are like kind of holding me back, but I will help my clients definitely. I told them, but it has been a thought in my head. Powerlifting. I like staying athletic. That's for sure. Body. I'm a coach, bodybuilding, and the athleticism.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
I mean, it's definitely like, you say athletic, but so what you mean by that is like
functional. Yeah.
Being
like you said, hybrid essentially could be CrossFit. You know what I mean, but not CrossFit training. I get what you're saying in that sense. I'm canceling the podcast.
CrossFit? Are you kidding me?
No, but yeah. So it's like, I mean, I like to stay functional. I like to stay athletic. I like to, be able to touch my toes, put my shoes on, and I like to get big. So like, it's a little combination. I'm in it for longevity.
That's what
I'm in it for health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the main reason I got into this. I got more into the bodybuilding side later. It was a secondary thing that came to me. Honestly, in college, I was like, I would never wear posing trunks on stage. I would never wear a Speedo, literally. Yeah. No offense to any of them now, because I give them so much freaking respect and all that now. And if I was that size and looked that good, I would freaking probably wear a Speedo on stage.
All the time.
I'm wearing a Speedo right now. I'm wearing a
Speedo. I'm not wearing a Speedo.
That's funny. But yeah, it's just different.
No, good stuff, definitely. All right, so we'll move on to the next one.
So you're doing high bar though, right?
Yeah, so right now I'm doing the high bar. I'll probably do it for another month or so. But my legs, because like I said, I was, all right.
You just feel it in different areas.
Yeah, like my body genetically just, my glutes are big for my size.
Yeah, it's good, dude.
So like, I wanted to move to high bar to kind of correct that imbalance for, obviously that's not the only recipe for developing your legs. There's other accessory movements that you do as well. But for right now, just kind of strengthening just quads and hams, like you said.
Switches it up, dude. Exactly like you said.
But I'll probably move down to a high bar as well, or back to a high bar.
Nice. A low bar.
I mean, low bar.
Sweet. Yeah, no, it's all good stuff. Like I said, just get in and squat.
Yeah, exactly. That's the important part. Squat is easily my favorite exercise.
Yes.
Alright, so let's go to... Alright, so why do you pursue fitness? Was there anything in particular that triggered you to do so? This was from a Joe from Instagram.
The reason I pursued fitness, like I said, going probably back to a combination of the sports thing. Like, I love being on the sports teams with my friends. Mm-hmm. But, like, I didn't understand the fundamentals necessarily of the sport, you know? Because, I mean, I grew up with my mother. I wasn't really close with my stepfather. He wasn't into sports.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that, like, sport dad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're going to watch football this day, or we're going to go to a game. You know, I didn't have that. So it was, like, I was better at the weights at the time. I didn't really need anyone to show me the weights. I probably could have used it, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was just get in there and move the weight, do whatever. And I was getting better at that. I liked that. And that was the enjoyment of it. Granted, I did go in and out of weights throughout my life, like more so in college. I was in school for an exercise science major, but I was maybe lifting 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 3 most if I was lucky to get in there. You know, there were some times where I was definitely more focused, other times when I wasn't.
Is that because you were just in school, or were you out like?
It was like it was just kind of just learning, like relearning myself. You know, like it was. I had freedom. I was away from my parents.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of girls. It was Florida. It was just a lot. You know, figuring out life. I was partying a lot of the time, like stupid partying, because I was angry still. You know, I still had that anger from that adolescence, that childhood, and I was like free on my own. So it was like a combination of just being free and angry and kind of doing whatever I wanted. That actually ended up getting me into trouble a little bit with the law, which was another thing that definitely probably kicked my butt in the right direction for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes that needs to be the direction that you have to go.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Actually, you know, while we're on that topic, so what were like some steps that you started taking in order to get to the right direction to where you're going right now?
Hardest thing I'll say probably at the time in Florida was, it's still freaking hard to this day, is not avoiding your friends, but not seeing them as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, like FOMA. Everyone talks about fear of missing out. Like that was it. But
FOMA, I've actually never heard FOMA.
Yeah, FOMA, fear of missing out.
But yeah.
So it was just that. And like there were certain situations in Florida where I got in trouble with the law, like I said, so I wasn't able to necessarily, I'm not going out and drinking and I didn't want to do that anymore, really.
Because you knew where it was going to take you.
Yeah, I knew where it was taking me. I was getting in trouble and all this stuff, and like, just wasn't, you know, and at the same time, it was still my friends were my friends.
Yeah.
So they were still doing the stuff that they didn't get in trouble, you know, so they were still doing our normal life stuff.
Right.
And that was so hard for me to find a balance between that. And I had a girlfriend at the time, like we ended up breaking up, but she was part of that friend group.
Right.
So now my ex-girlfriend's out with all my guy friends, and it was just miserable, dude. Like literally a hard part in my life. And it was like, I wanted to hang out with my friends, but I don't want to see my ex-girlfriend. I want to hang out with my friends, but I don't want to do wrong things and like, you know?
Yeah.
So it was hard to find that balance. But once I literally, like, I didn't set my foot down fully and be like, F my friends, turn them off.
No.
But like, I love my friends. I still keep in contact with them. I'm going to visit them this year, and I'm probably going to have a good time down there. I'm going to party. Yeah. But it's more of a balance right now. And in college, that was the hardest thing for me to find.
Yeah.
And I think everyone struggles with that, you know? But I just knew deep down, like I said earlier in the podcast, I told my girlfriend I wanted to do at-home training things. Not that I was thinking that in school. Like, I was thinking more physical therapy route in school.
Yeah.
But I just knew I wanted to be doing something along these lines and had to just
something
keep
in the fitness industry.
Yeah, just keep trekking through it. Couldn't be getting arrested. I couldn't be, you know, you can't be a fat, you know, beer belly trainer. It doesn't work out.
Exactly.
And
you're your own billboard for your success.
Yeah. So. Half of that, I walking in the gym and looking like this, people start a conversation. So it's great that that's the situation. But little things like that.
That's excellent, though. I think that's something
like Bradley Martin on YouTube, little people like that. Yeah. Eric Thomas. He helped me. E.T. Lee Brown, like Les Brown. I would listen to all these people.
So
Tony Robbins. I started taking my time, take away from my friends, and I had to just positively influence my life. Like, I remember I'd be studying for an exam. I would put on Eric Thomas, that one, until you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Whatever that's a good one. Speech is. Yeah. I would listen to that freaking religiously. He was in a school in Chicago, I think it was.
Those are great
and he's
speeches.
Talking, and I'll never forget. I literally got emotional during a studying session listening to that. And I was like, I just took it to heart. Like, I just knew what I wanted, and at that point, and just really tried focusing on it.
No, I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with, including.
And it's hard, especially the world we see nowadays. Like, Instagram did not help me. So, if anyone looking on Instagram for help, I mean, you can find some motivation and inspiration, but a lot of the time it's, freaking fireworks and butterflies. You know what I mean? It's like all the stuff you want to see and stuff, funny. Which can be inspirational. You see a nice car, you're like, I want that. And there could be a cool quote that might motivate you in there with the car picture, but like, that's not what did it for me. It was more of like hearing people's struggles and things like that. Like,
no, absolutely.
To hear what people like Oprah, she was raped when she was younger. She lived with her grandma. She like had so much hardships and shit. Tony Robbins, poor as hell, didn't know his dad. Like, I just listen to those stories and I'm like, if these people can come from this crap to that, like I had, a little bit of that rough road, I could definitely do the same, and I still, you could just have to try and think like that a lot. So that's where it all started. I still try and think like that today, and I still hope it keeps transversing because they're getting better, but I always remember where I started from to keep me going.
It's important. Absolutely. It's so true because I actually just posted a kind of caption on Instagram yesterday about like what you said. Like Instagram could be the worst thing in the world, but you can find inspiration from there. You know what I mean? Like social media in general. It's like, but the beauty of it nowadays is you have the opportunity to choose to be inspired.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And that sounds like exactly like what you did. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like you have the opportunity to follow Tony Robbins or Jocko Willink or Joe Rogan, like those types of guys that have this mindset that keep pushing you forward. Yeah. And not those people that tear you down. Actually, So you can choose to follow those types of people, and also, like you said, Instagram, you gotta be careful because nobody's gonna post like, hey, I'm having a really shitty day. Like, my life
I'll try to do that sometimes.
Maybe, Yeah.
But no, you're so right.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to be like, hey, like, I didn't want to go to the gym today, or I really didn't want to eat the right stuff that I was supposed to eat. Yeah.
Nobody's the picture of them in bed with their makeup undone and their hair up their nose, and they're like, "This is my Saturday because I'm not feeling good."
But don't fucking get caught up in that bullshit because that's not real life. That's a false reality. Yeah. But it's sad because a lot of people get like really depressed from that stuff. They see that and they're like, well, why can't my life be that good? Why isn't why aren't I this happy? Why don't I drive that car? Why don't I have that hot girl? Or why don't I have that butt like that girl, the fake butt? You know what I mean?
You don't squat like that girl. Or like,
exactly. Yeah. Well, even nowadays it's like there's like some Photoshop and
they're so true. That's so true.
It's pretty crazy. Like I was even watching a video like where it's like don't trust pictures.
I saw that angle video you posted lately.
Oh yeah, the angle.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that, and I mean, sometimes I see someone on Instagram like, damn, that person looks good. I'll see him in the gym. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that dude looks like 5 times bigger than me online. Yeah. So it's just like sometimes I completely understand that, and that's why like I do try and inspire people with my social media. I think everyone tries. So you try and do something in your aspect. Right. I'm trying to do something in my aspect, and that's great. And that's why I think we follow the people we do, and we're kind of doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
But it's still getting to the point like, I don't know. I could take a picture of me squatting heavy weight and be like, work hard, and someone I know behind their screens being like, look at this coffee. Right? And I'm just trying to help people, But like that's the world we live in, so it's just crazy.
Well, yeah, and so I did an introduction to this show. And it was just a little short message. And I made it clear, because we're young dudes, right?
Yeah.
So I made it clear. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be that 24-year-old guy that thinks he knows everything about life. Because that's not what I want to come off as.
Yeah.
You ever heard the saying, never above you, never below you, always right beside you? Like, that's exactly, like, what I live by. Like, the idea of this podcast is you're doing it together, you know what I mean? It's just mutual support. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's going in the right direction, finding your discipline, taking the right actions that you want to take in order to go where you want to go. So, I mean, like, I feel like, that's a common misconception about people that kind of post about, like, self-improvement. They get labeled as arrogant or cocky.
Absolutely.
When it's just... just going in the right direction with your life. That's all.
Yeah, trying anyway. Absolutely. But I understand.
You get mislabeled a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's the name of the game, you know. You can't always just be like, hey, like, I'm not cocky, I'm not an arrogant.
Yeah, you can't always be like that. And sometimes, I mean, confidence is good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confident at what I do. I'm confident at myself. Like, there's times where I doubt myself. When I first opened the studio, not doubting myself. I never want to say doubting myself, but questioning.
Yeah, you're human.
Questioning, we're freaking human. Yeah, when I got this place, I'm like, are all my clients coming? Am I making rent? You know, exactly. We're humans. There's doubts. There's thoughts. It's just like...
Absolutely, man. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so I get intimidated in the gym. I really want to get fit, but I feel like everyone stares at me when I'm there. Is this common? That's from a Alexa from Instagram.
Common? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would think. Yeah, I mean, especially as a girl, I assume. Yeah, I'm sure you're definitely probably getting more attention. But attention's like that's a good sign, ideally. You might be doing things right, and you're probably doing things that you should be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing with that, put your headphones on and just work. Like, just focus on your goal always. You know, even in the, like, I can go to the deli across the street and I have a man bun and I'm wearing short shorts, you know? Like, people are looking at me wherever and, you know, Big Vin's 300 pounds, huge man. Like, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, take that as a compliment and don't boost yourself up about it, you know? Don't blow smoke up your butt, but... might mean you're doing things right. It might mean you're looking good. Whatever it is, you have something going on for you. Keep staying focused on your goals. Stay on the right path, and do that. Definitely, when I'm in the gym, there's days where I like to be a little more social. Like on a Saturday, like today, if I'm going to the gym, I don't have much to do. Hey, let's hit arms. Let's do abs. Let's talk. Boom, bada boom. If I'm in there to work and I'm working on a body part like legs or back or shoulders or chest, it's more of like I'm in there with a purpose and a goal. It's not to socialize. It's not, you know. I don't even want to look good at the gym. I'm sweating. I have spit coming out of my mouth and stuff. Like people are probably looking at me like I'm not using that machine for like a week when that dude's done with it. Yeah, you know. But yeah, people are gonna look at you and all that stuff, right? I'm sure you deal with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, so as far as like the intimidation factor, like most likely if you're, I'm sure girls like. Because I've heard this before, you know, they get intimidated by other girls, basically that, you know, may be further than them in the fitness, like with their fitness goals, right? Or, you know, if they kind of look, maybe appear a little bit better, you know what I mean? Like, but that's like, you can't compare yourself. That's like me going in and be like, hey, like, I'm not going to go to the gym because Vin's over there, you know, or Rob's over there squatting, you know, 500 plus pounds or something like that, you know, like, everybody starts somewhere. That's what really helps me out. It's like, that person that you're seeing and you're intimidated by, or the group of people, like, they've started from somewhere. So don't let them intimidate you from you starting. You know what I mean? Because, like, otherwise you're just going to regress. You're not going to go forward with it. So, I mean, I feel like that's a huge part when it comes to intimidation. It's all in your head, you know. Like Robby said, put on a set of headphones, listen to the Scott Rose Fitness podcast. You know, listen to videos that inspire you, listen to podcasts that inspire you, books that inspire you. Like, stay focused on what you're doing, and that should help a little bit with the intimidation factor, definitely.
And if it is a person that's intimidating you, like if you came up to, granted, it depends where in my squats and where in my set, but like most of the time, try and befriend those people. Yeah. Like if they're like, Matt had a good saying here. He's like, if you're the biggest fish in your pond, you're in the wrong pond. Oh, like so that. You know what I mean? So like try and level up. Like maybe try and go talk to that person and just ask them a question their first time. Like, hey, how'd you work up to that weight? Or just get something from them and then start a relationship. Like me and Big Vin were not friends. I mean, we're friends now for sure.
Fucking enemies.
Yeah, no, we weren't enemies at all. But like, he was at the gym, you know, Unique before I ever stepped foot in there. I came back from school, and I mean, I'm not nowhere near the size of Big Gym, but I like Big Vin. But I like the gym, and not that I walk through, you know, I just am confident in the gym and things like that. And we just saw each other, and we both knew, like, I was like, that man definitely knows what he's doing. Yeah. You know, it was just that funny thing. And now, hey, we're best friends. We have the best, like, conversations and stuff. So, like I said, it's, if you're the biggest fish in the pond, you're in the wrong pond. Try and meet those people that will help push you to that next level.
Good point. go talk to them. Like they're like you said,
they're intimidating with the weights, like you said, but everyone's human.
Yeah,
you know.
And they'll honestly like more than likely that person will be like they'll feel complimented that you came up to them and like asked what they've done and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like if they're an arrogant asshole that kind of just like blows you off, then why would you want to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk to you anyway? You know what I mean? That's going to be like that anyway. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's true.
Don't put in that.
Like I said, if they're on a heavy set, though, it's understandable.
right. Now let's make a fine line here, okay? If they're about to max out on deadlift or on a heavy set, you know,
do not go ask them
maybe wait for the right time.
Give them the thumbs up, maybe after.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was impressive. You know?
Exactly.
Show interest. Don't show like.
Catch them in the locker room when they're changing or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. Stay with those people too. I always say my clients, they come in here, they're like, "Oh, my friends drink." I'm like, "Mine too."
Yeah,
that's why I said earlier. I'm trying not to avoid you guys. I love you guys,
but and they should understand that.
They do exactly, and they do. Now,
yeah, which is mine do too. As
my friends up here, I love my friends up here.
They might tease you from time to time, but it's it's just all love. Yeah. It's.
Exactly, man. Yeah,
the support, I can't thank my friends and family enough because they definitely support me. So,
amen to that.
All right. So, what are some other hobbies that you have other than working out?
Hobbies?
Any particular?
I mean, I'm definitely business and all that. I like that, but it's not a hobby. I mean, I'll play some Fortnite.
Yeah,
I do play Fortnite.
I've seen your snaps actually.
I'm a little bit of a gamer. Like I've always been from the Halo days, Xbox.
Okay.
Not much. I really, really don't have time. And when I get home, I'm 9, 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes I'm up early. So tonight I'll be playing Fortnite. I already told my girlfriend. I was like, "Do you have any plans tonight?" She was like, "No." So,
I like it, man.
But so I'll play video games. I like taking walks with my dog. I definitely like that.
What kind of dog you got?
Catahoula leopard. I got him in Florida.
I don't even know what kind of dog that is.
It's like a hound dog, but he's a mix.
Oh, okay.
He's a mix. He's a lab mixed with the Catahoula leopard. I'm sure there's a couple other things in him. But he, when I broke up with my girlfriend down in Florida, we had a dog together. So I was like, "F this! I'm getting another dog." So I got a dog. I live by myself, and he's a man. He helps me out. I can't wait till the gym's a little bigger and I can bring him to the gym,
have you ever brought him here or not?
I brought him here once, but like if one person walks in the door, he's like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
So,
he's going.
Yeah. So it's like, and I have nowhere to hide him really. So, but hobbies,
taking
those
walks.
2 things. Basketball.
Okay.
A little bit. I'll
shoot
the basketball a little bit. And the occasional. What are they? 12-ounce curls.
Yeah. All right. Not take every once in a while as well.
Not too often, but I'll drink like with my buddies. Like I said, I go out. Especially when I'm not competing, I try and find the balance.
Yeah.
Like I said, bodybuilding was a secondary thing, so bodybuilding is another hobby, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
That's a big part.
And I mean, balance definitely seems to be a pattern of for success because. I was talking with Vin last week, and even like he was saying, like just live a normal life. Like if you get too sucked into just focusing on it, like no one around you is gonna like you, or like the people that matter, like they might kind of be like,
absolutely. And I've dealt with that throughout the years. Like it was hard to find that balance. There was a while where I shut people out.
It is really.
It was also
hard
a mental thing in my head too.
Yep.
I dealt with anxiety after getting arrested. Like I dealt with a lot of stuff. Still deal with anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
Much better with it now, but that was like a big thing.
What are some like techniques that you? How do you overcome that when you get anxious?
Anxious? I mean, my girlfriend helps me a lot with that, to be honest. But for the most part, weights have always helped me. That's one thing. Like when I went to school, once I started getting anxious and not doing the friends, I listened to those podcasts. Working out became another thing in my life again. After that, more so like steady programming. I want to get big, setting goals towards my lifts. Like that was a big focus.
Yeah, like write down the things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get to.
No, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
I asked like, how do you deal with those?
Oh yeah, the anxiety. Yeah,
anxiety. Any particular thing that you do? Breathing or?
I mean, I'll do a little breathing techniques, but if it's breathing, I've just been, just controlling, trying to really just zone in and control my attitude and behavior. I don't, you know.
No,
nothing really in particular. It's mainly breathing, and just getting ready for the moment or whatever it is.
So
I just realized like I've been through a decent amount. Like life is life. You're gonna get through it unless it's gonna kill you. Like literally, it's gonna kill you. You probably don't. I mean, you're gonna live, dude. So whatever.
Definitely keep that in your head because that's important as well. Like a lot of the times you can get overwhelmed and not see the light of day or the light at the end of the tunnel.
The end of the tunnel.
You just get so caught up in that moment where you think everything's like closing in. And it's like, all right, breathe. Do some breathing.
I used to write affirmations and stuff too.
Yeah.
Which helped me, like a little journal. I used to write a daily journal. That did help when I came back from school. It was when I was dealing with severe anxiety, commuting to Hofstra and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting used to my friends here again, like adapting to the lifestyle, like just moving back home with my parents. Like that was hard to adjust. Just all these little things. So writing a little journal at night. It was in a book. It was like the Principles to Success or something. I forget the name of the book. Jack Canfield or somebody Canfield wrote it. And he said it was all about affirmations. Like, know where you want to be. Affirm yourself that you're going to be there mentally. So I don't do that as much now, but that was a big thing, honestly, that I wouldn't mind getting back into.
Yeah, staying mindful, basically. Like
exactly. And I would write, like, I don't know, I'm not an English major, but I'd be like, good job, man. Like, you did a good day today. You did more than, like, whatever it was.
Self-appreciation.
Yeah. Like, just kind of boost myself up. And I would read, one or two back the day before after I wrote that day's.
Right.
And it would kind of be like, all right, I had 3 good days in a row. Even if I had a crappy day, I didn't eat all my meals, whatever it was.
That's a really good point right there when you say, like, write it down because... And it kind of like sets you forward to like who you're becoming as well. You know what I mean? Like you're not, because a lot of times anxiety is driven from like past events, right?
Absolutely.
So,
and too often, true, whatever.
Yeah, and even I do it myself. But what definitely works for me and like others that I've talked to about this is like too often we define ourselves as our past experiences, and that like, I mean, this was a big thing coming out of the military after 5 years, moving back home to the hometown. Everybody kind of thinks you're still that person that you were before you left. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm a different person, but definitely have a different mentality on things. Better, I'd like to think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like you kind of like, they expect you to be in that groove, you know what I mean, that you were, and you're kind of, moving forward. So what happens is you kind of tend to fall back into those old ways because people expect you to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, what really, really helps me out is just kind of having the mentality of like, you're not who you were 5 years ago. You're the person who you are today. Right now in this moment, talking with Robby Ackely on a podcast, trying to better yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's who I am right now.
Yeah.
Don't let the past define you because that's just only going to ruin you if you're
exactly.
You have so much ahead of your life to where you can correct that and keep moving forward,
Absolutely.
So just taking the right steps, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in.
And that's why I feel like people could change and people could grow, like literally with that mindset that you said just there. Like, I mean, Walmart, the guy who created Walmart, 50 years old, or the guy who created McDonald's, like 40, 50 years old.
Really?
Like, yeah, they're all older people. And
the founder. I've watched the founder actually.
I love that.
That's a good movie.
Fire.
Yeah.
I love it. So like cutthroat businessman.
Yeah.
But like that's life, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta be hungry. You want it. You gotta be hungry.
He was definitely hungry, man.
Dude, I love that movie.
No
that motivates me. Yeah, he was hungry, man, for Big Macs.
For them McDonald's burgers.
That's great though. But yeah, exactly like you said, dude. The mentality of not looking in the past. That's a great way to put it.
Good. Sorry. Speaking of McDonald's burgers, what's your favorite cheat meal?
Ooh, favorite cheat meal? That's a good question. I mean, I'm in a little bulking stage right now, so the cheat meals have been coming in lately.
You got those 750 cal shakes over there, man.
Big fan. Universal, those supplements. Shout out Universal Sups, real gains. But favorite cheat meal right now? I mean, I always like a burger. Like an actual burger,
like
some kind of like bacon, Jack Daniel's burger, things like that. Little fried onion rings or something on it.
Nice.
A Western burger with like egg maybe on it or something. But
a good. No particular place?
That's a good question. Do I have a particular cheat meal spot? No, I mean, I like Morich's Bay Diner, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my girlfriend go there. So it's nothing out of this world. It's not a 5-star steakhouse, but.
No, I'll get the same thing every time.
That's pretty much
no matter what.
I'm getting either a wrap, I'm getting a burger sometimes there.
I'm a big
We switch it up
over there.
Yeah, always. Yeah. The Hungry Man's, the Lumberjacks.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, the usual pancakes.